What's going on again, Vlogs by Westworld? Today I'm finally getting around to a project that I've needed to do for a while, and that needs a clutch, and I'm going to replace the flywheel as well. Of course, the clutch has been pretty crappy ever since I got it, and it's been slowly wearing out even more, so it's really showing signs of wear and tear. It's a turd. If anybody has a B20, a stock one, and a CRV, especially with a little bit of lift and a little bit bigger tires, you know it's a turd. I mean, it don't have enough power to get out of its own way or even go up a hill. So I figured, with my experiences with lightweight flywheels, I figured I would buy a lightweight flywheel for it as well. I don't know if that's how well this is going to work out, but I figure anything to give it just a little bit more power, or to allow it to be able to put down power a little bit easier, I figure couldn't hurt. So that's what I did. I got a 9-pound flywheel for that thing. I got a pretty decent deal on it, and got a I've been told it's a decent clutch. I'm on a super microscopic, like I don't have 2 nickels to rub together budget, and I used to daily drive it, but now I don't have to daily drive it, so I literally only drive it on weekends, and if I go out of town anywhere, and I have the baby with me, so I don't need a $500 clutch and flywheel setup on a stock B20. That would just be ridiculous. If I was going to spend $500, I'd probably buy some bolt-ons for the engine, because it needs that too. Got the it's so dark. Got the CRV kind of up on the jack stands there. Yeah, that's part of the video that I'm not going to have in there, because I don't have a floor jack big enough, and I don't have a lift, so I have to do things the old redneck fashion way, off the ground. So, but I got the majority of this. I got a few things, a lot of things unhooked here and there. Yeah, you know, slave cylinder. This is actually it's custom. This is actually race CRV stuff here. It's a fender mount, you know, along with the Uga horn here. So, you know, that makes horsepower that I can't seem to find right now. But so I got the majority of wires and hooks and bolts and everything unhooked, and working on the cables right now. And then eventually, you know, and the bolts and everything else, and I'll have my help here to help me drop the transmission. If you're looking for a tutorial video on how to put a clutch in one of these, I'm gonna tell you right now, you might as well change channel, because I am a one-man channel, and it takes me twice as long to do a job and vlog it at the same time, which time is very, very limited for me. So I'm trying to really bust my butt, get things done. I'll vlog a little bit, do some more work, and vlog a little bit, because that's the only thing I can do. If I had a cameraman, that'd be a little different, but then the video would be much longer too, so it'll get pretty boring. And then there's W. Habib. He stopped by to say hello. We ain't got too far left to go. Not going to this is actually going to be probably a 2 or 3 day vlog. So I'm not really going to drop the transmission today, because, you know, I worked my day job all day. I'm tired, so I don't feel like doing the whole thing today. So I'm going to get everything to where transmission is ready to drop right out by day 2. And put the clutch and everything in, put the transmission back in, and then by day 3, button everything back up, we're good to roll. Day 2 on the clutch replacement job. Got my help here, little cuz. Yeah. And we got just about everything out of the way. Got out the top 3 bolts out. We're working on the T-bracket bolt down in here, the one that kind of fits right into the transmission. Then there's 2 more on the back side from underneath. And then we'll be ready to lower the engine down a little bit and finagle this thing off.
In theory.
Yeah. Theoretically, it should come apart and we'll be ready to put a clutch in. Let's go out here and look at something else that rolled in here today. Look, cuz done got him a 2019 Sport. How you like that beast? That thing's pretty nice, huh? Yes, indeed. It's always nice to have, well, you know, you got an 18-year-old in there that we're working on, and we got a brand new one rolls in here today, so that's pretty cool. So got the best of both worlds, I guess. We got old and we got new, and I used to work on the 93 all the time. So,
and I got an old one myself.
Yeah. All right, but so we got all the bolts, get every one of the bolts loose, and now we're getting ready to pretty much drop the engine down a little bit and try to get the transmission to break a little more loose, and then drop the engine down, pull the transmission that way, and we should be good as gold as long as we don't drop it, because I certainly don't want to drop the transmission. Here we are again with yet another project that you always run into something that will completely put a hold on the entire project. Completely. It was a Carter pin. I managed to get that out. Now it's a lower ball joint. As we opted out of taking the driver's side apart like an idiot, because if you angle the engine down, move it forward a little bit, and pull the transmission straight off like that, angled down, it'll come right out. Yeah, actually, it will. It'll come right out. I've done this 100 freaking times, maybe even more, with my Civic with the H22 setup. I've done it multiple times. We have swapped transmissions 3 times in a day, no problem. This damn thing, oh my god, I cannot get it. I can't get it at all. I had of course my cousin here helping me, and I had another friend come and help me, and even she couldn't get it. You know, we're wrenching and finagling and pulling and heaving and hoeing here and there, and we actually got it this far, because when Derek left, we didn't realize there was still one more bolt holding the thing in. So once I got that bolt out, the transmission come loose perfectly fine. Everything holding me up right now is you know, lower ball joint. So I'm gonna beat on a little bit tomorrow when I get back in here. Hopefully that'll drop out. We'll pull that axle out of there, drop the transmission, and hopefully I didn't do any damage to the differential, because that half shaft is binded up. It's terrible. So we'll put the new flywheel and clutch and everything on, and then hopefully it goes back together a lot easier than it came apart. So that's it for day 2. Day 3. Here we are. Alright, hopefully day 3 is a little more productive than day 2. Day 2 wasn't very productive. Let me just explain something here, why this is taking me 3 days to do a job that can actually be done in 1 day. Of course, if you have the right equipment, tools, things like that. Well, I work a full-time job during the day, Monday through Friday, and I only have evening hours, Monday through Friday, a few hours each day to work on whatever I need to work on. So, you know, that's why it took me 3 days basically to do all the bed liner paint on it. And now I'm on day 3 doing the clutch. Of course, we would be a little bit further. We would be actually putting everything back together today, which was actually the original plans. But as I said last night in day 2, that lower ball joint, driver's side, I can't get it off. Can't get it loose. Hopefully after it's sitting with penetrating oil in it overnight, hopefully it'll break loose. So gotta bust that thing loose, get that out of the way, get the CV axle out of the way, and the transmission is completely free, and we should be able to drop it right out, no problem, because really what's binding it up is a half shaft. I know that sounds terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I know better than to do it the way I did, but you know what, I was just trying to save a little time, and that CV axle, the boot is completely broke on it, and I was trying to avoid altogether of taking that apart, because you pull that CV axle out of there, you really shouldn't put it back in. As soon as my help gets here, we're going to tackle this again, and hopefully get this transmission on the ground, get the new flywheel and clutch bolted up, and get this transmission back in there and bolted up and completely mounted and ready to hook everything else back up, hopefully by tomorrow. And hopefully by tomorrow I'm driving this thing out of the garage, hopefully, because this is my baby transportation ride and I need it Friday. So it's hustle time. We got that big heavy beast out.
After almost falling on my head.
Yeah. Almost fell on the head.
Close one.
This is called a Flintstone transmission. See, what you do is, yeah, you stick your lips right on there, and then your legs down here on the ground, mixed with a little bit of leg torque. That's how you boogie on down the road. That's right. So what we're doing, so now I'm take the pressure plate and everything off and get all this apart and get the new one in there so we can get moving. All right.
Yeah, that was you. Your phone.
You can see it's clear down to the pins. I knew it sounded like a metal clutch disc in this thing. So you can say it was a little bit wore out. And
Oh yeah, listen to that bearing too.
the flywheel is a little on the burnt side. Bearing's pretty good too, huh?
Should be able to hear it like that.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
now here's a rare thing. Rear main seal, nice and dry. It is recommended that while you have this stuff apart to go ahead and change that, because they always leak, but looks pretty good, other than, you know, your typical oil pan gasket leakage a little bit there, but I'm not worried about it. That is certainly better than it was. A lot nicer. Alright, well, there it is. Brand new clutch, 9-pound flywheel, all installed, ready to roll. Get this sucker back on the floor jack, and we're getting ready to stick this big old beast back in there. And he's gonna lift from the top.
Yeah.
I got the hard job working the floor jack here, and little man over there has got the supervising
That's
position.
A supervisor.
That's
for
right.
The day.
Yeah, we're doing a good job, boss. Got the transmission out, got the new clutch and flywheel all mounted up, and believe it or not, putting the transmission back up in there wasn't nearly as hard as taking it out. So we got the transmission back up in there, and let's just have a look. It's all got the mounts and everything. Everything's all bolted back up. Yeah, got to clean up a little bit here and there and all that, and you know, put the CV axles and stuff like that back in, and pretty much hook up everything up here. And I still need to tighten down the T-bracket back there, so put the starter back in, stuff like that. We are on the downhill slope, and that's going to wrap it up for day 3 of the video. And we'll be coming back in here tomorrow evening and button everything else back up, and should be able to roll this out of the garage and good to roll. Day 4, back in the garage. Pretty much just got to put all the little stuff back together, put the CV axles back in it, and pretty much all the little stuff. So yeah, it's time to get this Vlogs by West Mobile back on the ground and out the door. So let's get this project finished up today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that picture of him. Look how good looking he is. Oh,
Yeah.
here's my buddy. Take us.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a picture, it's video. So,
It's a video. It's going
day
to
4,
YouTube.
done, complete. The CRV is done, ready to roll. Clutch feels pretty good. I gotta go for a ride now.
Mechanic here.
And we had some good help. We had some good help. All family.
The champion, though. Who did this? Who's he doing this for? YouTube.
YouTube.
For the world to see.
The whole world.
I have my hair? You got your wig on? Do I have lipstick? Here, wait till I mess my hair up.
So if anybody needs an autograph, I can hook you up with an autograph. Everything should be good to roll. And that's going to wrap up this video. I want to thank everybody for being patient with my 4-day long vlog. And until I see you guys in the next video, what do we say? Peace.